Ooh, I usually cut out just when I think I'm on live air and it's live air and then it's not. But hopefully you will see me now. We've started the show. I've got at least one of my guests in the studio with me. Oh, that's not the right way. That way, that way, that way. There he is. La, 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 la. Hello, who are you? Where'd you come from? La, 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 la.
Hi, I'm Nick Everritt
Oh,
from Portsmouth and live in London.
all right. Yeah, I probably should have specified. What I meant was, what show do you have, or
Oh,
what
right.
amazing
Yes.
thing have you got doing in there, Edinburgh?
Yes, I've got a stand-up show called Nick Everritt Quiet. It's on at 3:45 at Paradise in the Vault. And in the show, I establish a deadpan, somewhat creepy, socially awkward persona, then perform a series of jokes, and it's broadly themed around shyness.
Oh, that's good. I've now also got my second guest, which I'm going to add to the stream. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Technical problems.
No, I was just waiting, thinking, oh, I'm not very good technically, so I was just there waiting, thinking it would all just appear again.
No, you have to come back in. See, it's the magic of live. I thought everyone was going to stay here and have a cup of tea and then come back, but you disappeared. But here you are back again. Who are you? What is your show?
I'm Trudy Jackson, and my show is Riarchy, Mansplained.
So, and that is at the Omni Centre, I believe.
Yes, stage 2, 6:08 at 11 p.m.
Right. Well, that's good. We've got all the formal introductions out of the way. We can just chat away. I'm going to ask Nick, since he's been here the longest. Not your fault, Trudy.
No.
Nick, you've been to Edinburgh before. Is it shaping up to be just as exciting or more exciting or anything?
Yes, so I did a split bill in 2018 and I did a solo show in 2019. The solo shows I've found are much more tiring and arduous. But I'm looking forward to this year. I'm already very, very tired, but hoping to get the second wind very soon.
Oh, you'll get a second wind and then a third wind, and you'll get a couple of where you're just like completely winded entirely and just sitting there going, "Why?" But it's organic. Trudy, I think this is your first, isn't it? Your first Fringe?
No,
Edinburgh. No, you've been here before. I was mistaken.
Before. Yeah, I came here when I was really young, and I did a children's version of The Tempest.
Oh wow!
Which was great and very easy because I think kids shows are brilliant at the festival. You're always going to get bums on seats. You really are. And then I came in 2000 and then I've been up as a punter as well because I do love it up here. But then I came with a friend, and she was also a comedy partner at the time, and we did a double 2-woman comedy kind of sketch stuff at the Gilded Balloon.
So what year was that, did you say?
2009, I think, yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I am now aware that I was up in 2009 and I don't think I realised you were there. And I know you. And so, oh no, we were up there the same year. So, yeah. So actually, we've been there a lot longer than it. I didn't realise. So, Nick, your first one was what year was it, did you say?
2018.
2018, so you're fairly new to it.
Fairly
really.
new, yeah.
And also the last couple of years have been, is it ever going to happen again? It's just completely. So, Trudy's disappeared. I'll just talk to you. I'm just going to take, no, she's back. Hello. the magic. Yeah. So, Nick, you're at Paradise Vaults, aren't you? So that's a paid venue, but it's one of the Admiral paid venues that has a good ethos, I think.
Yeah. So Paradise Green and in the Vaults venue. It seems very sort of collaborative. Everyone's very supportive, and I'm doing a pay what you want show, so that sort of helps get people in, I think. But I'm very impressed with the venue so far.
Yeah, it's a nice venue. And you're doing PBH, Trudy?
Yeah. First time doing PBH.
And what's your experience so far of that? Because that's also quite collaborative, or supposed to be.
I mean, it feels it. yeah, I like it. It's you know, you kind of think, oh, it kind of feels overwhelming at first, but actually everyone should be able to look after themselves and each other and get on with it. I think it's common sense, really, isn't it? I think I'm surprised, like there was supposed to be a show before me, and then that person isn't here, and then someone stepped in, and you know, and I said, do you want me at the door? And so there's a few things where you're not needed that I thought you would be needed, you know. That was a shock.
No, it's, well, I mean, you're supposed to make yourself available, but not everybody. I mean, if you've got a lot of people in your show, you probably don't need another person if you're doing the door. But if you are a solo show, you very much need them. So really, that show before you should be helping you get people in and get people out of theirs. So
so I don't have that.
Well, they should be doing that. If there's a new show in there, tell them from me. They're supposed to help you for everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orders.
I'm a bit. I've got some the cabaret outfit that I work with, Screaming Alley, down in Kent. They're sort of a few of those are up here, so they've been a godsend. Getting, you know, my first show was last night, and getting things up on track, and helping me with the sound and the technical. That was what I was worried about as well. It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, yeah, because there isn't a tech support really with the free feature. I know with Paradise, you have to sort of get your own tech and pay for your own tech, but they have got support there, really, haven't
They've got support there, yeah. I mean,
that's good.
I'm doing a stand-up show, so I do my own tech, which is just the walk-on music. But yeah, I did Paradise. I did PBH in 2018, so I'm familiar with the process of kind of gaffer taping a desk lamp to the ceiling for lighting and that sort of thing. But it was it was a lot of fun.
But then again, I mean, you're not paying for that, and I mean,
exactly,
it's sort of, it's most of the paid venues. You think, well, it's going to be in, but you sort of have to pay extra for the tech if you want it anyway. So yeah, it's the same difference.
Yeah, I've got paying for. I went on the Flyers Network and got someone to do the shows that I don't seem to have anyone here to press play when I walk on and press stop, and you know that it's just that. I mean, I don't know how a solo performer does that. Yeah,
if you're a solo, you really need an entourage. Unfortunately, I've done solo shows where I have been doing the whole thing, and I've done shows where I'm supposed to be having help from the other people, and it's very much, you think, oh well, the other people are going to help me, and they really should, but they don't always. So maybe you're on your own. You're born alone and you die alone. You're not really born alone, because there are other people, inevitably other people there when you're born. Anyway, you know the saying.
Yeah.
But you've both done your shows, one or two shows so far. Nick, have you done any?
Yeah, I've done a couple of shows. Yep, had very nice, polite audiences so far. Yeah.
It's good. Polite's better than throwing things at you, really, isn't it? What about you, Trudy? Have you had your first one yet?
Yeah, I had it last night, and yeah, I was pleased. I had a nice, healthy 20-odd, which was nice for a Monday night.
Okay, sorry. Can you move your fingers if are you holding the phone?
No.
Oh right. So it's just it's fine. It's just crackling a little bit. I'm sorry. Carry on. Yeah, you had 20.
Yeah, Monday.
That's loads. Oh, she's gone. Anyway, 20 is loads. How many did you have? A lot of people in for you, Nick?
Well, 14 for
14.
both shows. So
that's pretty good too. You know,
Yeah.
anything more than none is a bonus. I find.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with one person, because then even if it's one person, you just get to play, and it's like a chance to find and do stuff. And
exactly.
And kind of, yeah. It's like when you turn up to, I do a lot of yoga, and I turned up to a class recently, and it was just me and my teacher, and it was brilliant, because I had a 1-to-1, so an audience member gets a 1-to-1. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because we've usually got comments coming. I'm just going to check to see whether I'm actually broadcasting on YouTube. But I mean, while I'm trying this thing, so you've both been up many times before. It turns out I didn't realize more than one. That's many, isn't it? Yeah. So is there anything this time that's feeling a bit different to any other times?
It feels quieter.
Yeah.
It feels quieter. I mean, it's still busy out. It is still busy out there, but
yeah.
But it does feel quieter than normal. But maybe that's because I haven't really. I've only just arrived. I only arrived on Sunday, so. Yeah.
We are live, so I'm just like, yeah. Are we there? Yeah, it's me, just me looking at the phone, looking like an idiot. Right, no, so nobody's here. That's all right, because we will have audience later. That's the amazing thing about live. It's people are here, or one person's here. That was probably me actually thinking about it. But people can catch up. Your shows, are they feeling like they're going well? So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've only done one, but it's in a good place. I feel settled and optimistic.
Yeah. Is it feeling different this time, Nick? You learned anything?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I changed my show compared to what I did in 2019. So in 2019, I was a very, very detached, almost a one-liner type of deadpan stand-up. That did mean that if a show was going badly, I had nowhere to run. I can't sort of do a bit of crowd work. So I've tried to increase the amount of interaction and crowd work in my show. So there are times I've found when people don't go for the jokes, but they do still enjoy a bit of the crowd work and interaction.
Yeah.
So I hope it'll be a bit more reliable, I think.
Yeah. So you've slightly jiggled with is that the word? Your persona. So persona is an interesting thing, isn't it? You jiggled your persona. And I know, Trudy, you very much are doing persona with yours. Maybe a little bit more than Nick in terms of...
I would never, ever do stand-up as me. There's no way. There is no way. And when I first started playing around with this character, because like you, Elise, well, you do a bit of both, but my background is acting. And so I play characters, and that's where my writing has come from, playing characters. But when I started playing around with Pat, and I took him out for his first test drive, my husband said, "You do know you've created a stand-up." I just thought, oh God, no, this is the last thing I want to do. Oh my God, it's awful. That's an awful place to be. And I do, and I think about him when I'm just me. I think about it, and I'm absolutely terrified for him. And about not getting laughs and all of that. And then I get on stage as him, and he doesn't care. He actually doesn't give about anything. And the same was with flyering yesterday. I tried to flyer as myself in the day, and it was absolutely as excruciating as I remember. Painful, rejection after rejection. People don't even want to take the flyer off me, and the wee blue book. And and then I came back, got ready as Pat, went back out, and completely just doesn't care, handing out the blue book and the flyer at the same time. He's a law unto himself.
But that's the thing, coming from an acting background, you're aware of the mask work. The mask, you've become the... So but when you're doing a character that is a character, it just takes over. But when you're doing a character that's the persona is a character, but when you're doing stand-up, it can get interchanged, and people don't really see the difference. So people will very much know that it's not Trudy on stage. But Nick, when you're on stage and then people that know you, are they like and think that and are taking your persona as completely being you?
I think my persona's quite a heavy persona as well. It's almost character comedy. Yeah, very sort of serial killer-esque, I would say. And I think when sort of friends watch me, they know I'm not being myself, but it sort of fits my sense of humor in a way. So it kind of, when friends see it, it makes sense to them, even though I'm playing a character.
It's tricksy, isn't it? When you're doing something that you're like, well, I know this isn't me, but everyone's like, oh, no, I didn't realise that.
But people, they still take it. Is that me? Oh, it's Nick.
Oh, okay. Do you need to go? Nick, no, just don't stay in a burning building, Nick. Just for this. Theatre, you have to do the show. It still goes on.
I think people still forget, which is fascinating, because I'm dragged up. I'm dressed as a man, and yet people still forget that there's a woman behind it. So the stuff I'm saying, they can get really like, and so then you have to really remind them of the satire. And then I think with comics anyway, even ones that are quite close to their persona or people think they really feel that, and actually it's just going, because if we can't laugh at this stuff, someone said, I saw a comment once recently on Instagram that said, and it was about comics saying stuff that they don't agree with, and said, if everyone's not laughing, then you shouldn't tell the joke. And it's just like, oh my God, no, because we're all so different. We all laugh at different things. And I think comedy is a way of bringing dialogue, and to talk about stuff that you might have really opposing views on.
Yeah, I think it's not that if nobody's laughing, maybe you should think about it. And if you're really obviously upsetting somebody, then maybe you should be like, what can I do to counteract this? Even if it is satire, it's difficult. But I mean, there's you're right. There's different senses of humor. But the character thing is interesting, because I've noticed, like, especially in the last week, I've done things that are quite deadpan. I'm not naturally a deadpan person, but I can do deadpan, and people get very freaked out about deadpan, Nick. So you find that you're just like
yeah, some people find the stillness and silence, long silences, a bit unnerving. Yeah, you just got to hope that there's enough people in the crowd who kind of get what you're doing. The risk is that people don't realize that you're being a bit weird on purpose.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, somebody's saying hello. We've got people commenting hello. Is all really just saying no? It is because the character takes over, and I find though that even if they say something that is not about you, it's about whatever character that you're doing, that you still really go, oh no, and you get really upset, even though that's not you anyway. It can be very difficult, can't it? Yeah, can't even say words anymore. Oh dear. Yes. So, oh yes, this is it. Yes, the awkward silence. We were demonstrating that. So that's exactly what we were doing. So, Trudy, did this character that you're doing take a while to develop, or did it come fully formed, like born like a god?
He kind of got birthed like that. I mean, other characters have been slower, but I think he's been always. I've always loved playing with gender roles anyway, and I did a production of Twelfth Night years ago where I played Feste, and I played Feste as a trans man, someone born a girl that wants to become a man because they're in love with Olivia. That was my backstory, and that's how I played Feste, and I thoroughly just threw myself into, and I love that anyway. So it's kind of a mix of, and also I always wanted to, I used to think, why don't I just pretend I'm a bloke? I might get more work. I used to think that in my 20s, and I think I'm going to cut my hair and I'm just going to I'm just going to blag it. So, and it's the ultimate challenge, isn't it, to switch gender. So then when I started debating about Pat, he was simmering during the lockdown. Just before lockdown, I was going to take out a version of him, and it got cancelled, this show. And as he was then, he looked different, because I was trying to get your typical baby boomer now, like a certain kind of bloke in their 60s, 70s, but they're weightier than me, or some are, and I'm not that colouring, that sort of rouged and fair, and what I'm going for. Yeah. And so that was silver hair. That wasn't. So he didn't go out, but that was the sort of simmering in during 2020, and then 2021. I said to Lara, who is the producer of Screaming Alley, I said, they'd just done some work, and I said, really inspiring. And she said, do you want to come and host the next one? And I went, oh, okay. Do you want Julie to do it, my other alter ego, or should I bring Pat out? And she said, well, up to you. So I got Pat out then. And I went through a few, like trying to find his clothes, trying to find his, and then he arrived. That was it.
But I mean, the first thing I can remember, this is way back. Sorry, Nick, I'm going to talk to you in a second. But I remember way back that you did, just before you went off to drama school, you did something with my mum's amateur dramatics club, and you were actually doing a, top hat, like I think it was Burlington Bertie.
Oh yeah,
a long time ago when you were about 16.
Oh yeah. I did loads with your mum. I loved working with your mum. She's just to fill you in, Nick. My mum and Elise's mum used to do Amdram back in Pontypool, and Jill was one of the best actors I've ever seen. I mean, her comic timing. Yours is great, Elise, but your mum was like,
sorry, in my life. It's like whatever I do, my mum's going to upstage me.
She's just brilliant. She is brilliant.
She is. Yeah.
yeah. So I worked a lot. I did a number of plays with them at the settlement. And I did Burlington Bertie. Yeah, that was gender bending.
Yeah, exactly. Ages ago. Nick, what sort of audience are you getting? Are they similar persona wise? It's difficult to know as a persona to your persona that you're doing, or are they very much like? Is there a disconnect at all? Do you find?
So the audiences I've had so far this year have been sort of fairly mixed demographic. I think the demographic I would most appeal to are sort of comedy bores in a way, nerds who get all the. I do a lot of playing around with meta comedy and the tropes and conventions of comedy. So I think the more sort of tediously obsessed with comedy you are, the more you would enjoy my show.
So that's interesting. So your two shows might actually attract similar audiences in a way.
Maybe. What is your show, Nick? Because I missed the intro.
It's called Nick Everritt Quiet, and it's a deadpan stand-up show.
And what time's
Paradise?
It on?
3:45 at Paradise in the Vault.
I really want to do that.
Yeah. And it's a pay what you can. So pay whatever you can. £1,000, £2,000, whatever you can. Yeah. So, I mean, have you seen any other people's shows apart from each other's, which you haven't seen yet?
No, I do plan. There are a number of friends and ex-drama school friends up here doing stuff. So, and I'm only here for 10 days, and I'm panicking that to fit it all in. And I mean, one of the reasons I wish I was here for the whole month is that I could see more. That's I'd love to. There's so much that I want to see, and I'm like, I've got to flyer. I've got to find time to eat. I've got to, it's all of that.
What about you? Have you seen anything, or are planning to see anything, Nick? Or are you?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things. So whenever I come up here, I sort of make a list of all my friends, mainly I know from improv, and I see their shows. Yesterday saw Fangirl by Bryony Byrne, which is on at 11:10 Banshee Labyrinth, and that's
Mhm.
about, is very timely because it's about women's football and how she was a big football fan growing up, and
Brilliant.
was sort of discouraged from continuing it. So yeah, that was a huge amount of fun. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
recommend that one.
Yeah, that's PBH one. I'm aware of that
Yeah.
one because that picture on the PBH website, they have little codes, the pictures. That picture ended up on somebody else's show. So I'm very aware of that show because something went wrong. She had the right picture and the right number on it, but it just ended up somewhere else as well. So yeah, yes, it's a good solid picture she's got. If you see it up there, you'll be like, yes, I want to go and see that show. What about flyers? Have you both got flyers that you're like, well, this really speaks to the audience? Have you found that the flyering process has helped at all?
What, our own flyers?
Oh, your own flyers, yeah.
Or other people's?
Well, yeah, your own flyers, have they gone like hotcakes? You're like, people, I want to see this. Or and have you been taking other people's? Because it's difficult as a show. You're like, oh no, I'm a show. I don't want to take that. But yeah, that's somebody's phone, my phone. But have you been taking other people's flyers? Because they just look really exciting.
No, I always take other people's flyers because I know what that feels like. And also, you know, especially if a conversation and you're interested, and if you can fit it in. I mean, I'm pleased with mine. I didn't design it. Laura designed it for me, and she did a brilliant job because I'm dreadful at all of that. Yeah, and it's recyclable. Mine's just paper card as well, which I really like environmentally, so that really ticked my box.
Paper card.
Paper card, like it's a card.
Oh yeah, really, I'm just wondering. I mean, card tends to be. I was just wondering because maybe they do tend to be recycled anyway. I'm just wondering whether you could make them out of something else that's not recyclable, like.
I think sometimes when it's that shiny paper, it's hard.
Oh, it's difficult. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm on board. I was just all sorts of imagining what else would you make a flyer out of.
Mine's just like really, it's not.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, I see what you mean, and I am now. No plastic involved. It's just still too early in the morning. It's 11 o'clock-ish, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. So Nick, your next show's today, I'm assuming.
It is.
Have you got any days off? Yeah. Are you all prepared? Have you changed it at all? Did you say you've changed it a little bit since it was first out?
So I changed my approach since 2019, but this is a new show, and I'm gonna give it a couple more goes and then think about what I want to change. Yeah,
it's quite early on. I know when I was taking shows up, there'd be something that went wrong on the first day, and so by the second day it would used to be completely different because I'd have abandoned any hope of doing that. What about you, Trudy? Yeah. Sorry, Nick.
In 2019, I had quite a long musical comedy segment, which I decided to drop. After the first showing.
Yeah. Yeah, in hindsight, you go, no, I shouldn't. But things seemed like good ideas at the time. Yeah. So, is there anything that you did in your first show that you're like, not doing that again, Trudy?
So I've got kind of a little like monologue part. Well, it's all a monologue, isn't it? It's just but there's one big segment that is still in. It's I haven't thrown it away completely. But I took it out before I came up here. I did it at my preview, and although it does work, it doesn't give me time to breathe. And then it really fills that 50 minutes. And if you have those shows, where you don't know where the audience is going to go, and you're doing, and I do audience participation, and it can take time. I didn't want to be sort of, and I also think just leaving the audience with a little bit wanting more rather than them, getting to that last bit and them going, I've had enough now. So I like it. There's some stuff I say in it that I really like. It's that writer in you that wants to cling on to stuff, but then you got to go, no, it's it's not going to work. There may be, I may do a show where I just think, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it tonight. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do say if there's a bit, whether you're writing or performing, that you love more than it's your most precious thing, then that's the thing that you should get rid of first.
Get it out.
Yeah, that's no. So, apart from your shows and your own shows, is there anything else in Edinburgh that's tickling your fancy that you like? You know, food, events, anything that you're like, yes. That's a no.
I sometimes wander around the Natural History Museum and just go and relax with some taxidermies for a while.
Yeah. I'm like, is that persona? Is that actually Nick? Yeah. No, the museum's fantastic.
Yeah. I once when I was here when I did 1997, whatever. And I doing the children's show, and I thought, I'm going to climb Arthur's Seat, and so I marched off down through the undergrowth to the bottom of Arthur's Seat, and I started climbing, and then I'm really stuck to the face of it, and I'm thinking, God, who climbs this? Who comes up here? I mean, I'm wearing flip-flops and a denim mini skirt. And just towards the top, as I think, I'm never going to make this. This is crazy. And then I scoop myself over, and then people are walking towards me. There's a proper way, and I literally climbed that cliff face.
That's what I did the first time I did it. It was like, I'm scared, I can't do this, and somebody said, ha ha ha, you're an idiot, and you climbed it the wrong way. So the next time I climbed it a different way, and it was even worse. I was like, what? It wasn't until I got to the top the second time that I went, oh no, I see what I mean now. It's a lovely gentle slope on one side. Trouble with that is if you go down that, you'll get lost in Edinburgh going, I'm never going to get out of Edinburgh. It's just a little back streets. So that is the problem with that bit. Yeah, no, there's more than one way to climb a seat. And I did the wrong one twice.
Wow. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, it's terrifying and so exhausting. And everyone's just laughing at me going, you've done it wrong. I didn't know. Have you climbed Arthur's Seat yet, Nick?
No, not yet.
Well, now you'll know from
thoroughly research the route. Yeah.
The gentle slope. The gentle slope.
Yeah, go the other way. Yeah.
It's very difficult indeed. Okay, well, I think we're coming to the end of this amazing show that's gone so well. Nothing's gone wrong at all. Not one thing. It's perfect. Just like your shows are going to go perfect. No, I've cursed you, haven't I? Sorry. It's like the Ring. So I will say a bit adieu. So Nick is at Paradise Vaults 3:45, is it? And you're in, and Trudy, you're Patriarchy, and yours is called Quiet Patriarchy with Trudy Jackson. What is the full name of your show, Trudy?
It's Pat Riarchy Mansplained.
Okay, Mansplained, exactly. Mansplained, and that's at 11 o'clock.
11 p.m. Yeah.
11 p.m. at the Omni 2.
Omni 2, stage 2.
Hey, I remembered something. That's a miracle. Okay, have a lovely day and enjoy Edinburgh. And if you're in Edinburgh, enjoy it there. Go and see everything. Okay.
Thanks, Elise. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nick.
Bye.